Hello dear friends, welcome to my channel. Today's discussions is function and functions of C programming. So friends, I have already created one video that where I discuss what is function. Now, now today I want to discuss why use functions. Why write separate functions at all? Why not squeeze the entire logic into one function? Main two reasons. Writing function avoids rewriting the same code over and over. Suppose you have a section of code in your program that calculates area of triangle. If later in the program you want to calculate the area of different triangle, you won't like it if you are required to write the same instruction all over again. Instead, you would prefer to jump to a section of code that calculates area and then jump back to the place from where you left off. This section of code is nothing but a function. By using function, it becomes easier to write programs and keep track of what they are doing. If the operation of a program can be divided into separate activities and each activity placed in a different function, then each could be written and checked more or less independently. Separating the code into modular function also makes the program easier to design and understand. What is the moral of the story? Don't try to cram the entire logic in one function. It is very bad style of programming. Instead, break a program into small units and write functions for each of these isolated subdivisions. Don't hesitate to write functions that are called only once. What is important is that this function performs some logically isolated tasks. The function that we have used so far haven't been very flexible. We call them and they do what they are designed to do, like our mechanic who always service the motorbike in exactly the same way. We haven't been able to influence the function in the way they carry out their tasks. It would be nice to have a little more control over what function do. In the same way, it would be nice to be able to tell the mechanic also change the engine oil. I am going for an outing. In short, now we want to communicate between the calling and the called function. Okay, calling and called. You have to remember this two portion, calling calling and called. Okay, the mechanism used to convey information to the function is the argument. Okay, convey information to the function is the argument. Argument. You have unknowingly used the arguments in the printf and scanf functions. The format string and the list of variables used inside the parentheses in these functions are arguments. The arguments are sometimes also called parameters. Arguments are also called parameter. Parameters. Consider the following program. In the program in main, you will check this program. Okay. in this program, in main we receive the values of a, b, c through the keyboard, and then output the sum of a, b and c. However, the calculation of sum is done in a different function called calsum. Okay, this is the called calsum. Okay, calsum, and the values of a, b and c are received in main. Main is the received in main. Then we must pass on these values to calsum, and once calsum calculate the sum, we must return it from calsum back to main. Calsum back to main. Okay, so it is return, we use return, so back to main. So friends, you check the all the I have written all the program in here, and I also show the program, and also I am writing output in here. Okay, output I will show in my channel, in my practically you can see the output, because the enter the sum of any three numbers. Okay, that I will show in my in this video I will show. So now you will check total program how I write. Okay, so there are number of things to note about this program. In this program, from the function main, the values of a comma b and c are passed on the function calsum. Okay, a comma b comma c passed through the calsum, and by making a call to the function calsum. Okay, call to the function calsum and mentioning abc are parentheses. So in here abc are parentheses, so sum is equal to, you see, sum equals to calsum. Okay, I have written this portion, sum is equal to calsum. This is very important mark. This is very important mark. Sum is equal to calsum. So in the calsum function, these values get collected in three variables x, y and z int calsum. Okay, int calsum is equal to, you see, this is the int calsum. Okay, in here I have written some wrong. This is also small handwriting, small. Okay, the variable a, b and c are called actual arguments, whereas the variable x, y and z are called formal arguments. So in here x, y, z, you see x, y, z, this is the formal argument, and in here a, b, c is the actual argument. Any number of arguments can be passed to be a function being called. Okay, any number of arguments can be passed to a function being called. However, the type, order and number of the actual and formal arguments must always be same. Instead of using different variable names x, y and z, we could have used the same variable names a, b and c, but the compiler would still treat them as different variables since they are in different functions. Note the function's prototype declaration of calsum. This is the prototype declaration, friends. the prototype declaration. This is the prototype declaration. This is the prototype declaration. Here is. Instead of the usual void, we are using int. The indicates that calcium is going to return a value of the type int. Okay, type int. It is not compulsory to use variable names in the prototype declaration. Hence, we could as well have written prototype as int calcium, int x, int y, and int. Is in the definition of calcium 2, void has been replaced by int. In the earlier program, the moment closing brace of the called function was encountered, the control returned to the calling function. Control returned to the calling function. Control the okay. Calling function. No separate return statement was necessary to send back the control. This approach is fine if the called function is not going to return any meaningful value to the calling function. In the above program, however, we want to return the sum of x, y, and z. Therefore, it is necessary to use return statement. The return statement serves two purposes. One, executing the return statement, it immediately transfers the control back to the calling function. It returns the value present in the parentheses after return to the calling function. In the above program, the value of sum of three numbers is being returned. There is no restriction on the number of return statements that may be present in a function. Also, the return statement need not always be present at the end of the called function. Okay, so friends, I hope I give some idea about this program. Now you will see the practical of this program. Then I will start another advanced feature of function. Friends, we discuss the programming that which I have already discussed in this program, that in the function. Okay, hash include stdio.h int calcium. This writing I have already written in my theoretical class, and now I will show that this is a program I have already written, because I don't have any time that I will write everything in front of you. Now you will check the compiler, then run, enter the three numbers. Okay, so I am just putting 12, 13, and 14. Now you get the answer is 39. Okay, 4 plus 3 7, 7 plus 2 9, 39. Okay, again I will show. Enter the number. You can write 1 2 3 4 5, 1 3 4 5, 1 5 6. Okay, so now you get this is the sum of the total. So I hope it is clear that my function programming, you will check my working in the in C program called compiler. Okay, so I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear for everyone. You see my another practical problem, that is the including functions. Okay, return type of functions, because I discussed return type of functions. You have already seen that I have already written this function in my notepad. Now I will I will show that how it is run, because I also included how it is run in my book, but you learn it through the practically. So I do not waste your time. That's why I have written everything in here, and you get now. I just show run. Okay, I just try. I am showing that how it is compiled. So how the function execute. Now start run. So enter any number. So write 5. So you see that square of 5 square is equal to 25. So my work is correct. So friends, I hope you check my practical of these two programming. Okay, so now I want to discuss advanced feature of function with a sound basis of the preliminaries of C function. Let us now get into their intricacies. Following advanced topics would be considered here: return type of function, okay, calling function by values or by reference. Number C is recursion. Okay, friends, I hope that it is clear. Let us understand this feature one by one. Okay, I in this video you will just learn return type, but I will create another video where you can understand calling function and recursion. So return type, you have already checked, you have already seen this program in my video that I run, I execute this program successfully, and here it is same that square is 3. Yeah, right. You in my video you see the square of 5 is equal to 25. Okay, so it is the square of the square. How to find out square? Now we are discussing. We start discuss this program. We are returning a float value from the function. We have indicated the return type of the square function of as float in the prototype declarations, as well as in the function definition. Had we dropped float from the prototype and the definition, the compiler would have assumed that square. Okay, square square. So had we dropped float from the prototype and the definition, the compiler would have assumed that square is supposed to return an integer value. Okay, so this is the example of return type of function. Next we will discuss call by call reference. Okay, call by call reference, and we will discuss also pointers. Okay, what is pointers? Yeah, pointer you will learn in my next video. So thanks for watching. I hope I can clear something to you and you understand this programming.